Good evening, Toast members and all welcome guests.
Good evening.
A famous movie character, Forrest Gump, said, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get." And since our future life is so unpredictable, I would like to talk to you about my past instead of my future to let you know me better. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my C1 speech.
Wow.
First of all, I would like to talk to you about my name. A-M-Y. I'm Amy, a very common and simple name. Many friends ask me under what kind of situation did I name myself such a normal name. But actually, my name wasn't Amy in the very first beginning. I was called Annie. When I was a little girl, my mom named me Annie because she thought that the name Annie was a very delicate name. But then, something horrible happened. One day, a friend of my mom came to visit, and then, by the first time he saw me, he asked me, "Hey, little girl, what's your name?" I told him that, "I'm Annie, sir." And then he told me, "Oh, Annie is such a horrible name. And you want to know why? Because all the girls named Annie I know died very young or got sick." And so, if you want to live longer, trust me, just change your English name. And so I went terrified. I cried, and I cried. I asked my mom for nothing but to change my English name. But my mom happened to be such a lazy woman that she didn't want to think of another name for me. So, to make it simple as it should be, my mom just put the two N's into the N. And so, here I am. I'm Amy. Next, I would like to talk to you about how I grew up. I was born in Taipei 18 years ago, and I emigrated to New Zealand with my family when I was 5. I went to the elementary school there, and then I spent half of my childhood there. And this is a Halloween party that is held by our elementary school, and this is me. I think I was trying to act Snow White, but yeah, no one can tell. And in New Zealand, I also learned different kind of culture. This is the Maoris. The Maoris are the native people living in New Zealand, and this is me dancing the traditional dance with the Maoris, and this is still me that trying to act like Maoris, because Maoris put on their masks and pour out their tongues to scare their enemies away when they fight. Unlike Taiwan, New Zealand is a place where no one will force you to study hard or to go to cram school, and so I lived a happy childhood. I get to play around with ladybugs, caterpillars, and all kinds of creatures that live in the Mother Nature. And so this is me in the park feeding ducks, peacocks, and trying to knock down kiwi fruit. And after all these years of happy life, I couldn't get used to the Taiwanese culture when I got back to Taiwan after 4 years of living in New Zealand. And so I started to miss all the happy days I had. And by the time I started to miss all the happy childhood, I also fell in love with a boy named Peter Pan. Because I love him because his dream happens to be my dream. If I had a choice, I would choose never grow up like he does. But then, however, it is impossible. But I was so into him that I started to collect all sorts of stuff that has Peter Pan on it. And these are part of my collection. This is a puzzle over here that is 1,000 pieces. And those are my messy collections. And yeah, but when I come to find out, I'm already an 18-year-old girl, so I would like to talk to you about what I am as now. I am now a freshman in NCKU, and I study in the statistics department. If it is impossible for me to stay in the childhood like Peter Pan does, I think it's time for me to grow up. So I tried to discover all kinds of interests. So I tried to join all kinds of clubs. Last semester, I joined the orchestra and the astronomy club. And then, in this trimester, I joined the medical service club, and I'm also the manager of the volleyball team in our department. And these are the photos we took last semester when we went to Taipei for a volleyball competition, and we won the second prize, by the way, though I wasn't a player. But after joining all these clubs, the one I love the most is still the Toastmasters.
Wow!
And I'm really looking forward to make friends with all you guys, and thank you for your attention. Back to the TME.